We are going down to our troubled planet. To Southern California. A town near the border with Mexico. A place that has a lot of trouble now. The people are very unhappy here. The town is Jamul, and in Jamul they are building something that is not very nice. And the people are not very happy about it. Here, just a few miles out from the center of the city, is what they are building. It's a casino, an Indian gambling casino. And the citizens are not happy about it at all.
Can they do this? It's just unbelievable they're doing this. And much less what they did to the people of how they kicked them out of the Indian, their homes, and it's everything's just.
Against another person without probable cause that you are in danger. You have to defend your safety. And those guys who call themselves officers, police officers, violated the law they're supposed to protect. It was a gross violation. Any court in the country, their asses would be on the table for that.
Well, two of the people that live there, they just unceremoniously just kicked them out of their houses.
Take it easy, you can't see! Don't jerk off! Sorry.
And bulldozed their houses.
I'm angry today, I'm mad, but I'm not going to stop fighting, and I'm here to ask you all to stay with us because we have a right to stand up for the rights of the...
They've already started demoing on the other house. This is the other house, what's left of it now. As you can see, there's already, all the houses are gone except one.
There was a really bad, it was a few years ago, but this whole thing just seems awful. So, yeah, we're not very happy with this at all.
There's a dispute there. Walter says he owns this property.
He doesn't.
I do.
He does too.
That right there, paper in his hand.
That's a piece of paper.
Nobody can own land on an Indian reservation.
Bullshit, look at what Raymond...
Nobody can own land on an Indian reservation.
He was here first.
I got to probate today.
We're not arguing. This is Walter's arguing.
On land that his sister owned.
On probate on trust.
Yes, yes, ask Raymond, ask Jesse.
This is closed? Why is the top secret? Okay, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Top secret. Can't come here. This is an Indian gaming casino.
This sign says it all. Despite decades of fighting to keep several casinos out of Jamul, groundbreaking started today on a Costco-sized Hollywood-style casino. Today, casino operators told 10 News that they have all the proper permits and they aren't doing anything wrong.
My opinion about this casino, it's I know for sure it's going to be more traffic, which I don't want no more traffic around here. It might be drunk drivers around here. I don't like that either, and it might bring more jobs, but the fact about this road that is not designed for too much traffic is going to be more accidents for sure.
An extra 9,000 trips a day can't be good for anything in these two-lane roads. This is rural. There's chickens over there, the fruit stand here, and then 9,000 extra trips per day.
Do you live here in Jamul?
I do live here in Jamul. I've been a resident of Jamul for 26 years.
Are you for or against the casino?
I am absolutely against the casino. I believe that it's going to cause a horrible impact on our rural community. I'm concerned about the traffic. I'm concerned about our children driving to Still Canyon School that have their license, that are new drivers. I'm concerned about old drivers and the alcohol, because with gambling comes alcohol, and that is scary.
Is this casino really on an Indian reservation?
In my opinion, it is not on an Indian reservation. Actually, my mother is Frances Barrett. My grandfather was William Barrett, part of the Barrett House Ranch that is a historical house here in Jamul. My grandmother, who has since passed away, was the teacher in the one-room schoolhouse here in Jamul. And she tells us stories of how the so-called chief of the reservation was just an absolute, the town drunk. And so Mr. Daly felt bad for the family and his children, and he annexed 6 acres of his daily property. It was not an Indian reservation.
Wow, that's incredible. Could you tell us how this, the building of this casino right now has affected your life?
Well, the building of the casino has already impacted our traffic. I'm also concerned because they are under different laws than our regular developers, so they don't have to make the kind of improvements at their own expense that a regular developer would have to make. Their improvements are, us taxpayers have to pay for those. And I'm not okay with that, because I don't want the casino in our rural community. It's not an Indian reservation, and we have plenty of casinos in the local area that have proven the impact as far as traffic accidents, alcohol, and drunk driving tickets. It's very, very scary.
Do you live here in Jamul?
Yes, I do. I've lived out here since 1988.
Are you for or against the casino?
Definitely against the casino.
Why is that?
Well, there are a lot of reasons. First of all, we only have one real way to get in and out of our community, and it's this road right here, 94. The traffic that's going to come out here, I don't think people realize this is going to be the closest casino to huge populations, so people are going to be coming here instead of the other places. The road cannot handle the traffic. They're chewing up the road now. I can give you a million reasons. We just got our road finally safe, paved after 20 years of trying, and now they're tearing it up. And you know it, they're tearing up right through the road. It's going to be trenched, it's going to be patched up, it's going to be dangerous for cyclists and everybody else going
What are they doing to the road? What are they going to do to it?
Well, now they're going to bring in power. SDG&E has a large commercial customer, is how they always refer to them, but it's the casino, because the cable goes right down to the casino, and it's going to go just a little bit past it. And to get the power there, they're putting it underground. So they're going to go right through the road. The SDG&E representative said it's going to be 60% of the way there. The trench is going to be right through the road. It's not going to be off on the side. It's not going to be overhead. And, you know.
Okay, let me ask you this. Is this casino really on an Indian reservation?
Yes, my understanding is that it is on a reservation. However, you know, the original tribes people there have all been booted from the reservation.
What Walter is holding up is a copy of the will by which his uncle willed his house to Walter. I forget the date on that.
1987.
1987, long before any of this was an issue.
And the group that's actually doing this, they're not from here. It's a group that goes around the country, and they try to find locations where they can set up casinos to make a lot more money, regardless of what it does to the community.
Is this an Indian group?
They're at least part Native American Indian. That's right. Yeah.
How do you feel when you drive by the casino and look at it?
Well, it definitely looks like it doesn't belong. I saw it for the first time. I was gone for several months. I came back and I saw this huge eyesore over there. And you know, I don't drive past it when I go home, but I did drive past that way for leisure touring on occasion.
Did you know that casinos at this stage of development have been stopped in other places in the country?
I couldn't hear your question, I'm sorry.
I said, did you know that casinos at this stage of development have been stopped in other places in the country?
No, I didn't. That reminds me of another thing, is it just is beyond me how they can get away with building something there, and SDG&E is destroying this road to put these cables in underground, when the casino folks don't even have the proper permits to build and access this road. They don't even have that yet, and yet SDG&E is already tearing up 94 back from Avocado, from the transfer station, all the way, and they're going to continue going all the way through.
Okay, so I want to ask you this. How do you think that this can be stopped?
Well, we have a whole community board that's been writing letters to the county supervisor, up to the governor of California, all the way to DC, made trips out there. So our community is fighting largely through their efforts of the board and other community donations and efforts. So I don't know exactly what the plan is or how effective it's going to be.
My name is Glenn Revelle. I am one of the committee members with the Jamul Action Committee, and I hope that many of you are just now becoming fully aware of the potential impact that the proposed casino project would have on you, your family, and your friends. Tonight's meeting is intended to inform you of the state of the proposed project and what we're doing to halt that project once and for all. We do unapologetically oppose the construction of any commercial project of this magnitude on that location by anyone at any time. For the record, we don't care what your race, color, religion, sex, sexual orientation, or national origin is. We don't want it. If you haven't read all of the information on the project, and I don't blame you if you haven't, because I'm sure I have not, let me try to paint a picture for you of what the magnitude of the project really is. If it's allowed to proceed, that project will be close to 4 times the size of the largest Walmart supercenter in the entire United States. Now let me tell you about that Walmart supercenter. It's in Albany, New York. And commerce to it is fed by 2 4-lane highways and 1 4-lane frontage road, not a solitary 2-lane little Highway 94. If the proposed project's allowed to proceed, there will be increases and decreases. Increased traffic, starting with the construction phase of up to 25 heavy trucks an hour to go along with your and my daily commute. And imagine, if you can, just for a minute, emergency vehicles and personnel responding to local emergencies in that traffic. The developer estimates we would see traffic increases of up to 10,000 vehicle trips a day if the proposed project is allowed to open. You'll see increased crime. And before anyone asks, no, I can't quantify for you what that increase would be, but I can tell you that higher population density equates to higher numbers of predators who will victimize you and me and the surrounding community. So you should all be prepared for some decreases as well, starting with a decreased quality of life as you know it. If you're a homeowner, you likely will be prepared for a decrease in your property value as well, all of which may ultimately end in a decrease of the number of reasons you choose to live here. Our speakers tonight will expand on each and every one of these concerns and our proposal to remedy those permanently. The developers are using the expertise and the knowledge of their hired public relations experts to create the illusion the proposed casino project is a done deal. I assure you this is far from a done deal. The fight continues. Only you can decide what impact a behemoth gambling endeavor would have on you personally. We hope you leave here informed, energized, and ready to join this fight. When we close tonight, there will be members and supporters of the JAC Committee available to answer your questions, and we've assembled an information packet that will be at the back table. Please take that with you and share it with virtually everyone you know. We're merely a small group of your neighbors united in opposition to a specific proposed project that jeopardizes much of what we moved here for, and we need you.
I should know better, but what does it matter to a love-fit fool? I know I said never, but now and forever I'll come back to you. I keep coming back to you. Once I said I'd never want your love again. You showed up tonight to prove me wrong. Things I said I'd never do. Once you and I were through, but here I am, back in your arms again.
You live here in Humboldt?
Yeah, sure I do.
Are you for or against the casino?
Oh, very much against it.
Why is that?
Because it has no place here. It's a rural community that doesn't need the traffic and the alcohol and the problems that a casino will bring to the area. This is mainly large residential and very rural and agricultural.
Is this casino really on an Indian reservation?
To the best of my knowledge, no. It was. It's on property that was gifted by the Hazard family to a small group of Indians to use as a village and a burial site. I'm not sure the date, 20s or 30s, something like that. And it never was a dedicated government Indian reservation prior to this. The Penn National Corporation is just taking advantage of its current status and trying to call it that and build an illegal casino there.
And the county government, what have they done?
The county government seems to be quite powerless if in fact it is a sovereign nation. If it is an Indian nation, they don't seem to have as much jurisdiction over it as they do other private enterprises. And certainly Caltrans and the other government agencies don't either.
How has this affected your life personally?
I wouldn't say it's affected me terribly at this point. It's just the ongoing daily anxiety of knowing that my lifestyle is certainly going to change drastically in the future due to traffic and unwanted activity in the area.
And did you know that in other places in the country they've closed down casinos at this stage of development?
Yes, I've followed very carefully what's happened with other casinos, other corporations, and also followed Penn National's history that are the people building this casino.
Oh.
So I know it's possible.
Is there anything about their history that you'd like to mention?
Nothing that I know in specifically that I can remember, but I do know that it's possible. I'd love to have them just go ahead and finish the casino and then have it disallowed completely and then make it into a giant Jamul library or something that we can use up here.
Even the way it looks?
Well, there's not much we can do about the way it looks now other than landscape it and change it and hide it more than they will in the future and take down the signage.
I want this place more country. And I don't think we need more casinos around here because we got plenty. But like I said, but the jobs is the only good thing that I like. There's going to be more jobs for people.
So are you in favor of keeping the casino or stopping it?
I think it's stopping it because of the traffic. If you would have a better street, maybe it'd be okay, but this street is getting too crowded now and there's too many accidents here. So that's what I think, because of traffic.
Okay, we're talking with a man that I believe. Do you live here in Jamul?
Yes, I do.
Are you for or against the casino?
I'm against the casino.
Why is that?
Well, as you can see, the traffic already built up already. Just going to be impacted that much more. Plus, I used to work over at Cottonwood Golf Course on Sunday mornings right down the street from Sequan, and my job was to patrol the parking lot because there were so many people broke, spent all their money gambling and didn't have any gas in the tank and couldn't even get home, that they were coming breaking into the cars to get some money because they're so desperate, and they're even stealing gas out of the lawnmowers over there. So I saw firsthand, you know, the impacts of just desperation and gambling. I don't need that in my neighborhood.
Is this casino really being built on an Indian reservation land?
Legally, you know, I'm no lawyer or whatever, but years ago that property was so small I can't even believe they have enough land to build the actual building on. So, good question, but legally I'm not exactly sure.
And I think that you said something about the traffic already.
Oh, good God, yeah. Yeah.
How has this casino affected your life?
Hasn't really affected it too much yet, but the trucks and the traffic up there already, just as they're doing the construction's already been a mess. So that's it so far. We'll see about the property values also. I actually bought over here on purpose because there was no casino when I was looking at a house over by Sequan, and I went over there at night and just sat in my car and just kept hearing the buses go by, and I was like, I don't want to hear all that bus all night either, so I moved over here instead. So now here it comes over here. So
that's terrible.
So and I had knocked on a few doors and asked what they thought about it, and they hated it too, so that's why I didn't buy over there.
Hundreds of Jamul community members attended a meeting last night with County Supervisor Diane Jacob to oppose the 200,000 square foot casino being built on 6 acres of Jamul Indian Village land off the 94 highway in San Diego's East County. 3 lawsuits, including 2 against Caltrans, have been filed to stop the building.
Thank you, Jamul. I don't think I've seen as many people in this room in a long, long time. It's awesome that you are all here tonight. Thank you. Thank you. It was on January 24th that the County of San Diego formally filed a lawsuit against Caltrans in Superior Court. My years on the Board of Supervisors, which have been a few, I have never seen an action such as this before. The Jamul Indian Village was also named in that suit. The filing came in less than a month after the Board of Supervisors voted 5-0 unanimously to pursue this legal action. The county filed what's known as a petition for writ of mandate, and that's legalese. Basically, it asked the court to invalidate the encroachment permit that Caltrans issued for the construction of a casino. The county's argument is very simple. Caltrans has failed to follow the law. Under state environmental law, Caltrans is required to weigh the full impact of a project in a single document. The whole project. You can't separate the construction impacts from the project impacts. So here's how the lawsuit sums it up, and I quote, "By considering the environmental effects of construction access and permitted access separately, the state improperly segmented or piecemealed the project in violation of the California Environmental Quality Act. Caltrans has until later this month to respond to the suit. What happens after that is up to the court. But the county is also asking that a judge suspend any construction-related work off the Jamul Indian Village site until the state complies with its own laws." In other words, the hole in the ground that was mentioned and some of you are seeing, it's kind of like you can dig all you want in your own sandbox, but if you start stepping out of your sandbox into somebody else's, then you got troubles. So I will keep you posted on how this all plays out with the county's lawsuit, but I believe, our attorneys believe, we have a very solid case. Thank you.
When the crows come, they will look like doves. They, all gold-toed and slick-coated, will come to us in offering, a promise of new growth. And we, having not seen the shadow of God in years around here, will welcome them. All unlocked arms, praying palms and bowed fingers, waiting to embrace the first sign of life that comes to us. Can we know what it is to have beaks peck into our chest? The crow is a scavenging animal. When it feeds, it scours for the closest things to wounded flesh, an injured hare, some dying grain, a small dog. And I've seen those toes before. Watch them sneak into the stomachs of hungry folk, tear out their tongues from the inside. I've watched them flock to food from generous hands only to peck at their palms once they're done. Pennsylvania's, at Rhode Island's, Connecticut's, and Ohio's. I've seen them squeeze poor pockets for every crumb and coin. So when the crows come, it will not look like a bird. It will look like a slot bar in the Mohegan Sun. Like Wind Hotels, Atlantic City, out 8,000 jobs in a year. Fact, when asked if he'd want a casino in his hometown, CEO of American Gaming said, NIMBY, not in my backyard. In other states, just 5 years after arrival, they've more than doubled rates of assault, robbery, and rape. And though the gaming industry knows this, they have spent nearly $10 million to wear the mask job creator.
I'm happy to talk about jobs. 2,500 jobs.
When in fact, casinos kill on average 1 job per slot machine. Why they come is for addicts. Over half a casino's revenue comes from problem gambling, so slots are scientifically designed to get locals addicted. This, though more than a fifth of all addicts will attempt suicide. The casino is a scavenging animal. When it feeds, it scours for the closest things to wounded flesh, a low-income home, an immigrant community, a job-needing place. It will fly state to state, attempting to exploit desperate into addicted. This glutton, this murder, this law-abiding thief prey upon the poor, perceives us as roadkill, as sitting meats waiting to be made into a meal. It has mistaken hurts for dead, bloody for our carcass. Yes, we have been wounded. Yes, we've been oppressed, gentrified, and marginalized, but we have bled enough times to know a predator when we smell one, and they have feasted on our families for the last time. When here, they will not find our hands giving, but clenched fists, remembering too well the red on their wings. We will not suck their lives a vacuum, but warn our people of the blood they bring. We will make sirens from our tongues, spread truth like an alarm. Here, in this earth of our state, in this state of our homes, we will scream with the strength of 6 million stomachs that they have clawed at our communities for the last time. When the casinos come, when this predator comes, we'll stand, all stiffened arms, strengthened palms, and firm fingers, ready to scare whatever crow may come to us. We will be right here, ready, in this field, nailed into this ground, as we have always been.